Hi guys, in this video I will explain SMAC protocol, which is used as a medium access control protocol for sensor network. So first of all we will see what are the requirement for a medium access control protocol for sensor network. So in sensor network the major issue is with power, because all this sensor node are powered by battery, and all these battery are having a limited lifetime. So the objective of our medium access control is that how to reduce this energy consumption. So we are having some sources of energy waste. So first of all, the first source is collision. If two sensor node are transmitting something, and if their packets are collided, so in that case, in the case of collision, those packet has to be retransmitted again, and whenever a packet is transmitted it will consume some energy. So when same packet again transmitted, so obviously it will again consume energy. So this is the first major source of energy waste. So if we are developing a MAC protocol for sensor node, we have to look for a solution for decreasing number of collisions. So here this is demonstrating if two nodes are sending packets at the same time, there will be a collision and there will be retransmission of those packets, which actually result in energy consumption. Second major source of energy waste is that a sensor node, they actually used wireless network, and whenever a node transmits something, all neighbors of that particular node will hear that incoming packet. Doesn't matter that packet is coming for them or not. So this problem is known as overhearing. So here we are actually showing that this node B having this range, and in range of B there are two nodes A and C. So if node B is sending something to node A, that packet also hereby node C. So that packet is actually destined for node A, but C will also hear that packet. So this is overhearing. This is the another major source of energy waste. And the last one is this is actually C, ABC. So last one is idle listening. A sensor node doesn't know when a packet will come. So that node actually has to keep on listening, listening, and this listening actually is known as idle listening if there is no packet arrived. And idle listening actually consume 50 to 100% energy. So if we somehow decrease this idle listening duration, we can achieve reduction in energy consumption. So we have seen three major source of energy waste. Now we will see our SMAC protocol, sensor MAC. So we are going to discuss these 3 points on which this SMAC protocol works: periodic listen and sleep. Second, how this collision and overhearing problem is avoided. And third, how messages are exchanged between nodes. So first one. So in SMAC protocol suggests that uh, if a sensor node will be active, it will consume more energy. So instead of making making that node active for entire lifetime, and what this ASMAC suggests, that there will be some schedule, like for some time it will sleep, for some time it will wake up. So in the time when that node will wake up, at that time that node can receive packets, but in the time of sleeping that node will turn off its radio and thus save energy. So during sleep time every node will turn off its radio and they will save energy, and their lifetime will be increased. Now the question is that if a sender wants to send something to another node, and if that node is sleeping, how sender would know that receiver right now is sleeping or not sleeping? So in order to solve this problem, the next part of this periodic listen and sleep, every node share their schedule when they are going to sleep, when they will be active. So and they also store schedule of their neighbors as well. So let's say we are having four sensor node. Every node will maintain a table. In this table they will store schedule for their neighbors. So schedule will be in the form when that neighbor will going to sleep. Now who will decide their schedule? This is the question. Who will decide? So there is a freedom, like every node can decide their own. So first of all, what these node has to do, first every node will wait for its neighbor schedule. If a node is receiving a schedule from its neighbor, that receiving node will follow that schedule. In case if a node has not received any schedule, in that case that node itself decide its own schedule. So let's say A has not received any schedule from its neighbors, so A has decided that my schedule will be T. It means after time T I'm going to sleep, and A will share this information with its neighbors. So A will send these information to node C and node D. So when this node C and D will receive this information, and let's assume C and D has not decided their schedule so far. So they have already received schedule from their neighbor. So C will store this value and C also follow the same schedule. So C and D has stored this information in their table. So how a node will share their schedule? There is a specific packet that is known as SYNC packet. In this packet, node will send their ID and next sleep time. So this table actually showing one entry that node A is going to sleep after time T. Now there is a third possibility that it might be possible that a node has uh, decided its own schedule, and after deciding its own schedule it has received one more schedule from its neighbors. So in that case it is going to follow both. So here we are considering this scenario which we have already discussed, that node C received schedule before selecting its own. So node C received schedule from node A. So C, in this case C will also choose same schedule, and after A broadcast its schedule, so C also will follow the same schedule, that I am also going to sleep after time T, and C will broadcast its schedule to its neighbor. So how this schedule information is broadcast? SYNC packet is used for that purpose. So node A actually started all this thing. Okay, so node A actually decided its own schedule, and C and D actually following node A schedule. So node A will be known as synchronizer and C and D will be known as follower. And this is the situation in case node select its own schedule and receive different schedule from its neighbor. In that case that node will follow both schedule. Now let's see how they actually maintain synchronization, like when they want to send packets. So there are two types of packet they're going to transmit. First one is the data packet through which they share their information. Second one is the SYNC packet through which they will share their schedule. So whenever a node is active, here we are representing that a node is not a node is awake for this duration, and here node is sleeping. So a awake time for every node is divided into two partitions. First partition is known as SYNC, second partition known as data. So as name implies, this partition, this duration actually used to exchange SYNC packets, and this duration is used to exchange data packets. So So listen time, or time during which a node is active, divided into two portion. One is used for SYNC exchange, another is used for data packet exchange. Now let's have a look how this exchanging thing works, how collision will be avoided. So better is that before transmitting something, first check if channel is free or not. So we already having idea about carrier sense. First sense the channel, then transmit. Here we will see how they will transmit their data or SYNC packet. So this white line actually dividing this entire listen time into two portions. This portion is used only for SYNC packet, and this portion is used only for data packets. So first step is that time portion further divided into mini slots. So these actually representing mini slots. So this portion are divided into mini slots, and this portion as well divided into mini slots. And sender, so this is the sender, and sender already knows the listen time for receiver. So what sender will do, sender will start carrier sense. Okay, sender will start sensing channel. Now question is that for how long that sender will sense the channel. So what this sender will do, sender will select one mini slot randomly. So sender from here onwards, sender will select one mini slot randomly. So let's say sender has selected this mini slots, third mini slots. So after selection, sender will sense the channel till this third mini slot. Okay, so this will be the ending point for sensing. So sender will keep on sensing the channel until this third slot. Now during this sensing, if there is no traffic in channel, in that case sender will transmit its SYNC packet in next slot. So this blue is representing that the sender actually sensed channel from here to at the end line of this blue mini slot, and if there is availability of channel, it means there is no traffic in channel, sender will send its SYNC packet in next mini slot, which is this fourth one. So this is the way how SYNC packet or data packet transmitted. Listen time will be divided into mini slots. Sender will start sensing channel, and for ending that sensing mechanism, sender will select a random mini slot. Sender will keep on sensing channel till that mini slot. If the channel is found free, in next slot data or SYNC packet will be transmitted. So for data sending also, now in SYNC packet will be sent directly, but in data sending, before sending data there is a control packet is sent, that is known as RTS, which is represent request to send. When receiver receive RTS packet, receiver reply by sending CTS, clear to send. So once the sender receives CTS from destination, in that case sender start transmitting data. So here we are having sender, this is the sender, this is receiver, and let's say this is another node which will hear a packet from sender. So what sender will do, sender sender will sense the channel. So here this duration, listen duration is divided into two part, and sender can send data only in this portion. So same, this sleep time also, sorry, listen time also divided into mini slot. Sender will select one random mini slot, and sender will keep on sensing till that slot. If it found free, it send data in next slot. So this data is RTS packet. So this packet will be sent to receiver. So when this receiver receive this packet, receiver will reply by sending CTS, and this RTS packet also heard by another node, and those node when receive this RTS packet, they would know that sender is going to communicate with some other receiver for a particular duration. That duration is actually mentioned in this packet. So by receiving this RTS, this node will turn off its radio. This node will go in sleep state. So let's see how this overhearing problem is solved. So we are assuming that node A wants to send some data to node B. So node A first send RTS packet. So when this node A will send RTS packet, that packet also received by node C. And when node C receive that RTS packet, C will be having idea that this packet is coming from A, and by looking details of that packet, C would know that node A wants to communicate with node B for a particular duration. So for that duration, node C will sleep, and hence node C will save its energy as well. Now we will see which node can transmit during transmission of A and B. Now let's have a look on node D. Now if node D will start transmission, that traffic will be received by node B as well. So node D should not send any data or any traffic during A and B communication. And how it is achieved? Node A will send RTS packet to B. B will send CTS packet. So, so when B send that CTS packet, that CTS packet also received by node D, and node D would know that B actually granted a permission to node A for transmission, so D also will sleep, and hence it will save its energy as well. It will avoid overhearing as well. What about node C? If node C will transmit anything, that data cannot be received by node B, because the range of node C, if we will see the range, so let's say this is the range of node C. A also in the range of node C. So traffic of C will not interfere traffic received by B. So C can transmit. But what C will do? C will sleep because C received a RTS. Now what about node F? Node F also will transmit because range of node F is this one. So traffic of node F not interfere this communication. And node E, what's the why node E cannot transmit? So node E will not interfere B, but node E transmission will not be received by C because of A's transmission. What is the value? What is the meaning of this one? When node A is transmitting anything to B, that data also coming to C as well. So if we allow E to transmit, data of E and data of C both will collide on node E. So for that thing, it is not allowed. So what is the conclusion? Conclusion is that all immediate neighbors of sender and receiver must sleep once they receive RTS CTS packet. So C is the immediate neighbor of node A, it will sleep. Okay. So C will sleep, and D is the immediate neighbor of B, so it will also sleep for the duration of their communication. Hence, this overhearing problem will be solved. Now we will see how message actually exchange, how data is passed. So let's say node A wants to send a data to node B. So there will be listen duration, there will be sleep duration. We have already seen listen duration will be divided into two portions. One is used for SYNC packet exchange and another used for data exchange. So we are not going to focus that thing. We only see how data will be exchanged. So let's say node A wants to send this data. So this data actually will be divided into small partition. And before sending those partition, node A actually send a request to node B. RTS actually stands for request to send. So sender will send a request to receiver. Now if receiver is okay with uh, data of A, receiver will grant its permission by sending a packet CTS. So once node A receives CTS, node A start sending its data. So its data will be divided into small partition. It will send its partition and receiver will send a acknowledgement. So for every partition there will be acknowledgement sent by receiver. So this is the way how SMAC protocol works. Thank you very much for watching.